during this year, I was recently diagnosed with ADHD. And so I've been kind of struggling with that.
Because I look back at, a girl who struggled so hard to appear very normal. And I was in a lot of gifted and talented, advanced classes. I was good academically, but underneath the surface of what I was presenting was just a ton of work to make deadlines and, fight against myself to show up in a way that would be acceptable. So it's been a journey, but I've having the ADHD diagnosis, and I didn't get diagnosed with autism, but I have a lot of autistic traits. Having just that understanding has allowed me to advocate for my needs instead of apologize for them.
It's been a minute since I've picked up my camera and chatted with y'all. So during this year, I was recently diagnosed with ADHD. And so I've been kind of struggling with that. If you have been diagnosed with ADHD in your adult life, you might understand the grief that you kind of feel, the sadness that you feel behind your diagnosis, while also being appreciative of being informed about it, because it's explained so many things about who I am now, and also things that I was experiencing and have experienced since I was a kid. I have found myself struggling to sort of get started and do things or complete things, and often just beating myself up about it. And in understanding my diagnosis now, I'm kind of oh, this makes a lot of sense. So I really just kind of needed to take a break and sort of absorb that and figure out how I'm going to move forward. I'm working on scheduling an appointment so I can see about medication and how I'm going to handle it. I've at least gotten myself supplements in order. And so I'm working on getting my routines and stuff together. So welcome back to the channel. Okay. What it is to have ADHD at 40. That's kind of crazy. While at the same time, sort of wanting to start and feeling this resurgence in of myself. I'm really feeling this is the beginning of, my second act. And I've talked about that a bit in my vlogs, and maybe I've written about it some, but that's just felt really kind of the thing that's sticking for me right now. I spent a long time, I think, just being kind of sad, and feeling I've experienced a lot of wins in my life, but also I feel they've been not as big as some of the losses that I think I've experienced. And so these past few years, I think I've spent a lot of time focusing on those losses and not enough on the wins. And now this year has sort of just taught me we're gonna let it go. We're gonna accept what has happened, and it's time for us to move forward and go to the next thing. And I'm really excited about it. But the thing about growth is you do have to go through your grieving process. It's just if you break up with somebody, you have to deal with it. You have to deal with the pain of the breakup. You have to go through it. You can't just immediately get into another relationship because you still haven't healed from the last thing. And so I needed to heal from those heartbreaks. I needed to heal from the experiences of things not going how I expected them to. And I think that was required for me to get to this place. I'm really focusing on for the last 4 months of the year is to secure a new literary agent. That is my main focus, because I want to finish these books and I want to sell my books at this point. So that has been my main focus. So today, what I've been doing is going back, listening to my initial novel that had been on submission for a while so that I can use that to query and get a new agent. Finishing my other novel that I wrote. I want to have two, just to say I have this one and this one. So I don't know. But I've been going back, listening to that, making tiny little tweaks. When you stepped away from a work for a while, you can come back and be oh, okay, I see the problems. Really require myself to at least sit down and work on this writing in this book for an hour. If I can at least do an hour a day, right? And teaching myself not to get so in a flow And when you have ADHD, they call it, you know, like a hyperflow. And then it's like, I can get into this hyperflow. I lose all sense of time. I'm not exactly like sure what's going on around me. And then I look up and it's like 5:30, 6 o'clock. And then it's like, I have to start doing other things. And I didn't do anything else for the day. So I'm trying to practice like sitting down, focusing on this hour, and then moving on to the next thing. So let's go sit at the computer, get our hour of writing in, and then go get some things for the birthday girl.
That's and
Come with me to go try this new coffee shop. New to me. It's not new, but I'm getting ready to go get a matcha. I made my man take me.
she makes me do things.
That's what you're supposed to do.
I gladly oblige.
And we're gonna see if it's tasty because good matcha. Let's check around. I just want to try a regular one first. Let's do this. Do I want cream? I don't think so. I want oat.
Probably regular.
I hope so. Okay.
It's a good latte. Yeah.
That's
No
a good
issues.
matcha.
Let me try. A little.
And now I will say, I got 50% sweet and it's still a little sweet.
That's 50%. I can't imagine what
I know.
full
That's why I'm
sweet
like,
is.
full sweetness would be a little bit too much. But this is delicious.
Now, note to all you men out there, if you want to keep your woman, you open the door for her.
Okay, now they do have the good ice. I decided not to get a flavor first. I didn't want to try like a banana cream or like the egg cream or anything because I wanted to just see if the actual matcha was good. And I must say, that's tasty. That's a tasty matcha. I'll try the banana one next time. And clearly they, you know, have a big following. A friend of mine told me about it, so I didn't know, but
Do you feel bad at all for Starbucks shareholders?
never. Down with the corporations. I do not care.
I don't feel bad.
I've been working, as you can tell, and I just came in the kitchen to make some lunch. So I made just like a little like kind of salmon sushi bowl. So I put spicy mayo, a little bit of unagi sauce. I cut up some seaweed, avocado, and then brown rice. I really want a piece of this cake. Y'all, I want some cake so bad. But I told myself, I have to eat real food before I just sit down and have cake, especially because I already had a matcha today, and that's a lot of sugar. So we're going to eat actual food. That's one of the things that I feel like I experience a lot with ADHD and not knowing how I can decide, oh, I need to do this thing, and then I get distracted and start doing a bunch of other stuff. And then it doesn't help that I'll look up and haven't eaten all day, like not a thing. Mind you, I go to the gym every morning and work out like pretty aggressively. So then to come home and not eat at all is nuts. So I'm really trying to practice on, you know, getting protein, getting nutrients. So this is just like the Trader Joe's salmon that I love and always get. So we're gonna have a little lunch. I really wanna eat outside, but I feel like it might be a little hot. So we're gonna go test it and we'll see. She does not disappoint, sweetheart. So we're basically just making like a little hand roll.
Quinn was a great swimmer. It was as if he'd been born in the water. To this day, I'm convinced what really made him finally see me. His observance then became interest. We talked.
Okay, y'all, I am finally getting into the closet. Now, you guys cannot see, but I will show you. There is stuff just everywhere. My bag is still here from when I went to Atlanta. I got back last week. This basket of laundry has been here since before I left. Okay, I've got, my vanity is a mess. It's a bag over here. There's just like stuff in this corner. Not to mention all these clothes that have just been sitting here. It's not the best. Okay, it's not the best. The teen came to me and she was like, "Mommy, you need to clean your luggage up because anytime I go somewhere and I leave my luggage, you like clean that luggage up immediately." And I said, "I know. But I've been having a hard time lately, okay? Because when I see something that needs to be done, it's like I can't just focus sometimes to get it done. Or I will come in here and be like, oh, I need to clean up. And next thing I know, I'm like taking apart the whole room, trying to put the whole room back together. And it just starts to be too much. So it feels like a very all or nothing, or I'll start cleaning up and then move on. So in an effort to help out the old brain, okay, I'm going to set a timer for myself for like 45 minutes and just get it done. If you're somebody who's also dealing with like a new diagnosis or you have ADHD, then you'll understand like the struggles that I have with doing this. There's like always a pile of things. It's just piles to do something with, but piles. Like I'm looking at a pile of stuff I'm supposed to take to the tailor that has probably been there for 6 months that I just haven't got to. I would just like to get to it. So we're setting a timer and we're gonna clean up. We're gonna do it. Timer set. Let's get to work. I was going to like make a trash journal or junk journal, so I kept this bag from Martha's Vineyard. I'm gonna keep it, but will I really do that? I bought these dunks like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I don't even know, but they're suede and they were a collab with Essence, and I wore them like twice and they're a little too big for me. And this is another thing that I do where I get stuff and then I don't return it because I just don't have the energy to do that. And then it just sits in my closet, brand new. And okay, y'all, I did everything I can do. My 45 minutes came to an end and I'm proud of myself because I emptied my basket, suitcase is done. I've cleaned off the vanity, so we're happy, we're pleased. This is one of those moments where I have to be like, I got done what I said I was gonna get done in 45 minutes and now I'm gonna rest. Otherwise, this is when I start spiraling and start doing a whole bunch of other stuff and then I'm exhausted. So I'm ready to go sit down, relax. It's already 7:30, so I missed Jeopardy for the evening. Boo. But that's all good. It's time for me to quiet the mind. So I will check in with you guys tomorrow. Hope you had a great day. Thanks for spending it with me. See ya. Hotties. Okay. So it is Wednesday and I am dressed for the gym. I also have a hair appointment today. I am clearly growing my hair out a bit. Again, not to be like super long, but just to be in like a little sort of like French style bob. And it is pretty long, but I need it to be cut so that it's like in layers and lays appropriately. This is just like a fit that I'm rocking from, I think this is Joy Lab from a long time ago. And my little aloe hat. I have on my on clouds, which it doesn't really matter because I'm just wearing them to the gym because I'm actually spinning today. So I'm about to go downstairs, take my little vitamins and things, and then we are going to head out to the gym. I bought a weighted vest to wear during spin. I felt like the last few classes, actually the last couple months of classes that I've been doing in spin, it's felt like fairly easy. And so I love spin so much, so I don't want to stop doing that. I was like, I gotta add things. Y'all already know I wear ankle weights, so I'm going to try to wear this 4-pound weighted vest and see how that works today. Today is my middle daughter's birthday. 10 years ago, I was giving birth. And now I'm going to the gym every day. So just know, mamas out there, that, you know, you got to just let life take its course. If you are in the throes of little kids and babies, that doesn't last forever. I am proof of that. So let's get started with the day.
What's about to happen? You ready? Let's dive in. Centerfold magazine, yeah. I just be the girl of my dreams.
As usual, I'm shopping in Costco. Hopefully today will be a quick trip because I don't want to be here a long time. It is not my favorite place.
I'll do it for 15 minutes.
I went to Costco, went to Traders. Now I have to go to 2 more stores and then I will be done. Okay? I meant to set myself on a timer so I could be like, I have 2 hours to do this. You know what I mean? Because we're practicing how to move through life and keep our time. ADHD at 40, baby. I haven't eaten today. I know. But actually, I had a bag of Skinny Pop white cheddar popcorn, which was just okay. You know who I wish would make their white cheddar popcorn in individual bags? Actually, Trader Joe's. So I don't really like grocery shop at Trader Joe's, but there are specific things I come to get. And their white cheddar popcorn is actually one of the best. But I also got a cold pressed juice today. When you're getting your juices, you want to make sure that there's no added sugar to the stuff that you're getting. Like, I know people love that power blend juice that they have, but there's literally like 40 grams of sugar added to that. This juice is 100% just juice. So even though there's 22 grams of sugar, it's coming from the apple, the beets, the ginger, all the stuff. There's no added sugar, and that's something you want to be mindful of. So, you know, your girl's stepping up her wellness game. I told y'all that was something that was really important to me this year, turning 40. Like, I wanted to start taking appropriate supplements and doing all the additional things, like, with my wellness. I was already doing stuff for my body as far as like fitness wise and physically, but I wanted to do other things. And like, I used to be chronically tired, like in a lot of pain, and I have a lot of pain in general, like because of my periods and stuff, and it lasts all the time. But now that like my muscles are not hurting, I'm not dealing with like body aches and carrying on, I'm feeling better, and I can feel these supplements. So if you haven't already, you absolutely should like start taking at least a 1 a day vitamin that has all the things that you need. Go do blood work at the doctor so that you can see if you need any sort of additional things. As Black women, we are typically either iron deficient, vitamin D deficient, so you just have to take your health seriously. You only get this one little body, child. Okay, I'm trying to hold on to it. Hold on. Ooh, slow down, girl. So we are back from the store. Obviously, I put everything away, and then, as you can hear in the background, the birthday girl is actually feeling a little under the weather. So she asked me for some tomato soup. She wanted me to buy her some, but girl, why buy what I can make? So that's what I'm getting ready to do. I just roasted some tomatoes, some red bell peppers, some onions, some garlic, put that in the oven, and then I used 1 can of tomatoes. If you ever want to know, always use San Marzano. So I use San Marzano tomatoes, 1 can. Boiled those or put those over the heat, simmered them with a little basil, seasoned it, and mixed all the roasted ones. And now I'm going to put it on the Vitamix so I can make it all velvety and smooth. Also add a little bit of veggie broth to that. Once it's smooth, I'll put it back in the pot and let it simmer. Add a little heavy cream, and her tomato soup is done. I made myself a quick late lunch, early dinner. Just a salmon fillet, sauteed some asparagus, and some brown rice. My mom's on her way to come say hey to the birthday baby. And then I'm just gonna chill for the rest of the night. It's a little hot. It's been like in the 90s in LA this week, and so I'm tired. I've been out all day. That drains me.
Today drained me.
And I will catch you guys tomorrow.
Exhale, push, let the head go back down. Find that chest lift again. Inhale. Exhale over. As you come back, foot bar arm goes up and over. Press away. Find that inhale. And we're going to push that foot bar away to let the head dip down. 1, hold it there. Maybe go into your split. Maybe fold over. Nice work, everyone. Thank you.
Do you ever feel like being ridiculous? So these are the moments when I have like an idea to do something, and I think like sometimes when you have ADHD, you're trying to understand the differences between like spontaneity and not staying focused, and I think I have a hard time with that. So right now I really just want to drive to Air One and get a smoothie. But in doing that, it will take away from my whole day and me being able to be productive, because it's not like it's not super far, but it's not super close. So it would be like a mission, like, okay, I'm gonna go over there and do that thing. Now if I went over there and did that thing, then I would also like, I should bring my computer and go work elsewhere. But I know that I have to be back on my side of town by a certain time, so it really doesn't make a lot of sense, even though it's something that I want to do. And these are the kind of ways that, like, you know, I'm trying to figure out how to navigate this thing. I feel like I should be responsible, so I'm going to be responsible. I'm not going to do it. So I'm going to go home, and I need to write down my list of to-dos. Today, I want to edit some content so that I can put it up. I also need to take pictures because I need to sell things from my closet, and that has been on my to-do list. So finish Pilates, I'll have a protein shake, and that'll be that. Dealing with this is so wild, but it's a day-to-day process. Here we are. There is nothing better than when you get exactly what you wanted at the beauty shop. I told y'all we are bringing the 90s babes back. Honey, it is giving Jonathan Taylor Thomas out here, okay? I love it. Perfection. Absolute 90s minimalism perfection. Okay, hotties, what's up? Basically just wanted to come and close out my vlog. So one, I just wanted to say thank you for spending the week with me. Hopefully I was able to give you a little bit of insight on what it is like for me to navigate a week with ADHD at 40. I think sometimes, you know, experiencing a late diagnosis can be challenging for a lot of people. And I just wanted to show people what it looks like for me. Every day I'm dealing with a little bit of like grief from the younger me that didn't probably get the help that she needed sooner because she was a person that was really good at school and because, you know, I was fairly personable. I think a lot of folks assume that ADHD is really just for children. I know it's something that I never thought that maybe adults had. I also think that, especially for Black women and Black girls, you know, we get dismissed for a lot of things that ail us, whether it's our pain, whether it's our emotional stability, whether it's mental health things. You know, more often than not, people sort of kind of ignore those things. Many of us are experiencing diagnoses like this at a late age, and I think that we're going to probably start to see more and more of that. I know one thing that's been rather challenging for me is maybe kind of talking about it and feeling not able to necessarily relate to people that have it, but more a feeling of like, am I now going to be further ignored because people just feel like, oh, everybody has that. And that's kind of hard because you just are like, you say it and maybe people sort of dismiss it as not a real thing or not something that's affecting you. So I just want you to know that I see you, I get it, I understand that. And I think that many of us are figuring out how to work with it in our lives as parents, as partners to people. You know, it shows up in our relationships, it shows up in our parenting, it shows up in our jobs. As an entrepreneur and a creator, it's made itself very present in my life by, you know, it being challenging for me to work at times where I just can't sit and focus on something and people are just kind of like, just do it, just work. And it's just not always that easy. My goal with this vlog was really to sort of give some insight because this is one of those things that you can't see. You know, it's like this thing that's happening in your mind and it is not a thing that people can read on you. I can think back in my life so often of times where now knowing the symptoms and now knowing the traits, I'm like, oh, this was very evident. Nobody knew to say it. Nobody knew what to call it. And I think people are quick to sort of give this diagnosis, and especially ADD or ADHD to little boys, primarily. When you're a little Black girl, you know, there's so many things that people put on us. We rarely get to be little girls. It can be a lot for us to handle. And I just want you to know, I get it. I understand. This is, again, still very new for me. I am figuring it out. So I'll talk about it more and I'll probably dabble more into it and just chat about what it looks like. And I hope that you can stick with me and that this channel and things I talk about can help you, can encourage you, can inspire you to getting your own diagnosis, maybe, if you need that too. I appreciate you for being here. Thank you for watching as always. And I'll see you next week with even more. Till then, bye.